Hello everyone, welcome back to Shady Movie Reviews, and today we're going to be talking about the movie Ma. So the movie Ma is brought to us by Tate Taylor, and it's a horror suspense thriller. Or it's not? Let's talk about it. So the movie Ma is about a young girl who moves to a small town, and on the first day, the first 5 minutes of her first day, she makes a huge group of friends, which already is pretty unrealistic. And then we have a bunch of useless exposition, and after said exposition, Maggie and friends want to go out and drink, but they're still in high school, so they find this woman who lives in the city named Sue Ann, or Ma. And not only does Ma purchase these underage kids alcohol, but then she also invites them to party in her basement?
What do you think?
We don't know this chick.
It ain't much, but it's all you.
Cool basement.
You're free to do whatever you want down here, but nobody go upstairs.
This is so sick.
Like, I understand that the older generation thinks that kids nowadays are really dumb and really stupid, but this is just ridiculous. Like, these kids are beyond dumb. Like, these kids deserve to be tortured, or should I say tortured. Like, there are specific scenes in this movie where if they happened in real life with real people, it wouldn't happen.
Can't go up there.
It's just, it wasn't realistic at all, and like, it just, there was even a part in the movie where all the kids got together, and then they were like, hey, you know what? We're never gonna hang out at Ma's again because she's a crazy psychopath. And that was like 40 minutes in, and you're like, whoa, what are they gonna do next? And then 2 scenes go by, and they are all hanging out and partying and drinking at Ma's again, with no rhyme or reason or any explanation as to why they're back there. And another thing too, the ending. The ending of this movie was so horrible and so anticlimactic that the ending of this film just shows you how pointless the rest of this film is. This film had absolutely no stakes, and you had little to no care for the characters in this film. This film, as I said before, is absolutely terrible. So my general feelings and like the good points and bad points I'm gonna bring up. Let me just say this. If you guys are going to see this movie because you want to see a good horror / suspense thriller, you guys will be greatly disappointed. This movie fails in every way possible of being a horror or suspense movie. The only good thing about this movie is the performance given to us by Octavia Spencer, because she killed the role of Ma. She was amazing. But nothing else in the movie really was. And all the other actors were mediocre, and it was just bad. But Octavia Spencer brought so much emotion and so much talent, like just pure talent to her performance in every scene she was in. She killed it. But then it also just showed you how bad the other actors were as well. So it's a good and bad thing. But for the bad points on this movie, I could go on for hours, but I need to try and keep this short. So, for one, to have such an amazing premise in a film of a movie having kids partying in some psychopath's basement, getting tortured at the same time, sounds like a movie that would be impossible to mess up. I'm here to tell you that they messed it up in every way possible. Let me just say this. In this movie, if you saw the trailer for Ma, you saw every scene of action, suspense, or horror that was in the entire film. If you saw the trailer, everything that was in the trailer, that's all the horror and suspense and action that there was. Everything else was just teen drama and worthless dialogue and worthless plot and worthless things that, like scenes that didn't pan out or go anywhere or mean anything in the grand scheme of the plot, which I don't even really know what the plot is. Like I don't know who we're supposed to be rooting for, who we're supposed to care about, or what the rhyme or reason for this movie was, but just, Like, there are no other scenes in this movie that invoke any horror or suspense. And this is supposed to be a horror suspense film. But I walked out of the theater feeling I watched a shitty teen drama like it felt like Degrassi but a bigger budget. Like, honestly, I just have to say that I was just really bored in this movie. I think I probably checked my phone like 3 or 4 times in the theater. My biggest problem with the film is that it doesn't work in the real world. If this happened in real life, one of the kids would have called the cops. Like, the premise was really good. They didn't execute it well enough to where it would have worked. The structure and the writing and just the constant notice of wasted potential is very prominent in this film. Like, there's a part in this movie where they do a character reveal, and you're like, oh my god, they're gonna do some crazy thing at the end where this is gonna pay off, and it's gonna be really crazy, and it was completely wasted. They wasted something that could have been potentially really good, and they wasted every opportunity this movie had. So, on to my judgment and movie score. So, the best way I can explain this movie, Ma, is, as I said before, the movie Ma is a wasted opportunity. Because this movie had a really good premise and really good ideas. It just failed miserably at what it was trying to accomplish. But to end off this review, I'm going to go ahead and give Ma an 8 out of 10 for the premise. And the reason why is because although I noticed this movie is a bad movie, I also can't ignore the fact that they did try and do something a little different. And then I'm going to go ahead and give a 3 for the plot, because the plot was just horrible and didn't go anywhere. The plot was a mess. And then I'm going to go ahead and give a 4 for the acting, which kind of makes me sad because Octavia Spencer did a really, really good job in the role. But she did a good job to the point where it also showed how little of a good job that everyone else in the movie did. And then I'm also going to give a 3 for structure and pacing, because the lack of structure and the horrible pacing of this film just made it all the worse. Like, there was horror, comedy, drama, all in the same scene. It was just a mess. But coming to my overall score though of Ma, I'm going to have to give it a 3.2 overall. So, if you guys are going to go to the movie theater to go see Ma, just stay home. So, Ma, have you guys seen it? Have you guys not? Go jump down in the comments section. Let's start a conversation. Go like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.